Hey y'all, how you doing? Hope you're having a good time. It's time to go back in the day. I'm gonna do a bunch of these videos with the GoPro on top of the box with our old bubble TV with a VHS player built in. We have miles and miles and miles of VHS tape from me, Kenny, and Richard all racing go-karts, and of course all of our buddies. This particular video is going to be Daytona 1996. It's the 250 single engine, single cylinder class. A lot of big names in that race. At the same time, I think leaving 15-20 seconds later is the B stock race, another big class, and that race goes right down to the wire. And we get two pretty exciting races right from the infield. It's not very long. The tape isn't very long, so we try to keep these things as short as we can so you don't get bored and turn them off. But we've got miles and miles and miles. This is just the very first one. This particular trip is 1996. I go down there with my buddy George, and I'm running a Yamaha YZ125, but we're not going to watch any of that. We're going to watch this 250 and B stock race. So hold on to your pants, folks. Let's go back in the day. They just took the green flag. It's Don Boots, Junior Neal, Mike Sema, and John West, I think there. And then followed by a bunch of other guys.
250 off the grid. We set the 250s off first, then followed about 10 or 15 seconds later
Actually, I think John's running third there. He got a pretty good start. Mike Sema going to take all of them on the oval, though. That's Junior right there.
So this is going to be a very fast race. Some of these 250s didn't get off the line quite as quick as they should, and the B stocks are already starting to pass the back runner.
Here we cut away. This is probably lap 2. Mike has already caught everybody on the oval. That Don Boots drive the wheels off a go-kart, man. That guy is something. Look at him. He's on him. Junior's in there too. That's a Reed versus a rotary. A Reed is on Mike's cart, the white cart. There's John. That's a Reed. On the old Gibson. John had a good run that year. These B-stock fellas have a good race too. I think there's J.D. Smith, Johnny Howard, Jim Farr in there, Jim Farr Sr., Harper.
Rotax is still car number 61 of Michael Sema.
He's way faster than they are on the oval.
Junior Neal, followed by that number 68 car.
Yeah. They're faster than him through the infield, though. He's done his first couple laps. He passed all of them on the oval, then they passed him back. They ain't going to catch up with him because he spent too much time on the oval.
A little bit behind the car coming out slowly, but now they're all getting behind the car.
Who's JW? I'd like to know who this fella is he ends up racing with in that orange cart. If any of you get a look at this video. I know it's going to be terrible because it's on a bubble screen and it's secondhand video of a video. If anybody remembers, there's two brothers from Kentucky. And one of them drove the cart and the other one was the brains of the operation. Kind of like me and my brother Rich. Just kidding, Rich. But it was a brand new cart this weekend when they were down there, and it was obviously beautiful. They did a really good job. For the life of me, I could see their faces, but I can't remember their names. So if anybody remembers...
Doesn't seem like he's in a big hurry to get out of it either, does it?
Two brothers from Kentucky that raced together. Back in '96, they built themselves a new single 250. It was all orange. There's Dave. That's our buddy Dave, Fast City Dave. There, he's no longer with us anymore, but there he is. He's got his twin 135 there. Looks like he blew one of them up or something.
They must have shortened them up. So what, 30 minutes or something, huh?
Boots and Junior hanging in there. Just too much time on the oval. I'm not sure if Junior was on a reed or a rotary at that time, but neither one of them had the oval speed that Mike Sema had, that's for sure. This fella here, this is who I'm talking about, this guy here in this orange cart. Take a look at this cart if I put the camera on him long enough.
Caught a glimpse of it, but it looks like that number one car, Johnny Howard, has put off to the lead. Still followed by Robbie Harper, so we'll see what happens.
Here's Johnny Howard in the lead, Jim Farr Sr., Robbie Harper right on his tail, and then right back here behind them is J.D. Smith, and he's going to catch up and he's going to give Johnny Howard a run.
Leader order in the B stock has changed just a little bit. It's still number one, Johnny Howard out there in the lead, followed by the number 7 car, Jim Farr, now followed by the number 4 car, Robbie Harper. So Howard has got him a nice little lead, but it can change any time out here, especially when they start lapping traffic. And it looks like the Jim Farr is now pulling right in under the qualifying Johnny Howard, and they're going to go for a
Look at him, he's going for it. Seem to have dropped Junior off the back a little bit. Boots is really just driving over his head to be able to stay with Mike Sema. If I was smart and would have showed you the speed difference on the oval, it's just amazing that that Boots was able to stay that close. Here's this fella John's racing with here. There's that orange cart. Somebody help me identify these guys.
Behind him, but coming down this big long straightaway, I'm watching this time. Just see where it is. That big white 61 machine pulls away from Don's.
There's the leader of the two B stock.
Down the back straightaway. Sema now is about 10 car length. Maybe 12 now. It's all straightaway speed. We're going to have some straightaway speed down that back straightaway. Who's hanging the strap? It's just flying away from him.
You could even hear the tower announcer announcing the race saying that Mike Sema just pulling away from him on the back straightaway. Here I saw that yellow cart and I thought maybe Boots got around him. But he didn't. It's a different yellow cart. There was a different cart altogether. here we go. Here's the battle shaping up for the B-Stock race. That's about how they finished, too, just like that. Jim Farr Sr. and Robbie Harper seem to have gotten together and gotten off the track. Well, there's Farr, there's Sr. He's in the background there. Something happened and they lost touch with these fellas here. Boots hanging in there. Keeping them honest.
About
3 minutes to go. Dave Coletta's card out here. Fast City Dave. Miss old Dave. He always had the New Year's Eve parties down there at Christmas time after everything was done at the Speedway. We'd all go out to his place. Nice fancy joint on a man-made lake out there north of Daytona. It was a good time. Love that too. Continual pickup in Daytona. That's awesome.
1-2 drive, and I also saw that number 4 car, Robbie Harper, right there, but I don't know if they were lapping him or not. He's scoring. He's now trying to pass one.
There they are, right at those cones. That's the start-finish line, and the scoring is taking place inside that tent. Oh, Harper spun out.
Couldn't handle it. Did a nice big 360 right behind him. But he's backing up and running again. He's going to try to squeeze him in. What he had to do when he got back into the pit. He's backing going. How they turned up. I believe next time they come around, they will be getting the pit.
If they hadn't shortened these races, those 250 guys would have lapped even the leaders, I think, of the B Stock class. Not sure what kind of lap times they were running back then, but they moved pretty good on the oval. It's too bad. All these carts are out there somewhere, except Mike Seema's cart. I cut it up and made it into a GSXR 600 for JW. Yeah, most all this stuff's got to be out there somewhere. It's amazing nobody feels like running these carts. Doesn't make much sense. So John ended up finishing 4th. That was his race for 4th. I need to know who this fella is. This guy from Kentucky, him and his brother. I don't know if they were twins. They looked an awful lot alike. John waved at us here in the grandstand. Him and his brother looked an awful lot alike. I'm not sure if they were twins or not, but somebody's got to remember who they are. A beautiful cart, man. Awesome looking cart.
Here comes our leaders down here. Right now it's Johnny Howard, that's number 1 car, leading the number 2 car, but the guys right in their way down in turn 1 when they get there.
Wrong group, Robert. Wrong group. Where are they? Here they are. Here they are. Run to the flag. JD gonna stick it in there.
It's number 1. Number 1 gonna win by
half a cart length. That's racing. That was some good racing right there. He's got every right to be happy. That was one heck of a race right there. Okay, so that what you saw there coming next was the start of the 125 race, either later in the day or the next day. We'll bring you that some other time. I've got work to do right now, but I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it turns out so you can see it. We got to have somebody, my buddy Larry or Johnny West or somebody, put a link to the playlist on the Facebook group page. So all those old timers, we need to identify that cart, guys. Those two fellas, one had shorter hair, one had longer hair. They were brothers, so they kind of looked alike. Back then, I thought maybe they might have been twins. They were from Kentucky. I remember that, and they raced that. That single 250. I believe they used to have a 125 lay down first, and then this was the first race they had. Just built that brand new cart. New body, I mean, it was, I looked at it up close. They did a really, really nice job. I'd really like to remember who those fellas were. But that's it. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Come back next time where we go back in the day. We'll talk to y'all later.